You today. Appreciate everybody showing up, and it's good to be in Charlotte. Appreciate the great job that this city does in hosting this event. It's exciting. I think this is awesome for our league. Sell out, and I got two great champions. 3 teams from this league in the top 10 right now, and 2 of them battling it out for the champion of the ACC. And it's just exciting to be a part of it as coaches and players. You start your season for us 124 days ago, and it kind of comes down to one day, 4 quarters away from achieving what we all set out to do at the beginning of the season. And that's to be the ACC champion. So, our team has had a great week of practice. Got a lot of respect for North Carolina, Coach Fedora, and the job that they've done. It's been a special season for them as well, and I don't have any doubt it'll be a great game tomorrow night at 8:14, I think, when we kick it off. So, any questions from you guys?
Please raise your hand. Let us get the 2 handheld mics to you. Let us know who you are and who you're with. First question, second row.
Jeff Gravely, WRAL TV in Raleigh. Coach, I know you're just more concerned about having one more point than North Carolina and winning, but would you be shocked if this were a 14-10 game?
I'd be shocked. I'd be pretty shocked. You got the 2 top scoring offenses in the league, 2 of the best in the country, and 2 teams that really put a lot of pressure on defenses in every regard, because both teams can run the ball, both teams are committed to running the ball, both teams can throw the ball down the field, got skill all over, got 2 great quarterbacks. So, yeah, 14-10 would surprise me, but anything can happen, that's for sure.
Right.
Hey, Coach, Mark Armstrong with ABC 11 up in Raleigh. They were a good offense last year, North Carolina. They're a great offense this year with Elijah Hood. If you're going to pick a focal point, is he the guy you're trying to shut down primarily, or is it a whole?
Did you see that number 8 against NC State last week? These guys, you can't. I don't think you can focus on one person, and I think that's what makes us difficult to defend. And we're kind of mirror images of each other in that regard. They've got a quarterback that is their second leading rusher. Big, strong guy. They've done a great job with their protections. Very few sacks, just like we've given up very few sacks. Hard to get to him. And, again, they keep you off balance with him being involved in the running game. Great job with their screens and misdirection and then shots down the field. I mean, they got some guys that can go get it. Number 13's, he might be the fastest guy we've played this year. And we've seen some really good players. So, they just put a lot of pressure on you. I think if you focus on one guy, they're going to beat you with somebody else. And it's just you try to take something away, but you gotta play the game. You gotta respond to what's going on in the game and get dialed in early on what the plan's going to be. But it's going to be a challenge for us. There's no question.
To our right, second row.
Coach, Scott Fowler, Charlotte Observer. Given the way ticket sales have gone and your head start in that you clinched your side first, do you perceive you'll have a home field advantage tomorrow?
No. I think that the game's played between the lines, and they'll have a great crowd. We'll have a great crowd, but you got to play well for that crowd to be an advantage. So that our focus has to be on not who's in the stands and all that, but how we play. And getting prepared to play our best 4 quarters of the season. But I know we'll have an excellent crowd. I mean, there's no question that, a couple hours. We got people drive to Clemson. They drive 7, 8, 9 hours, watch a ball game, then drive right back. So I know they'll come a couple. And we're probably closer to a lot of them being up here. But this is a great place, and North Carolina will have a great turnout. But, at the end of the day, it's all about, how we play in the game.
Back from
Coach Aaron Brenner of the Post and Courier. After the last few weeks of playing teams that didn't make it into a bowl game, did UNC jump out on tape and everything that they do on both sides of the ball?
Oh yeah, they jump out on tape. Just put it in there. They're explosive, playing great on defense, really doing an excellent job there. And again, they're as explosive a team as you'll see in the country right now. They're a top 10 team. They're a complete football team, great in special teams, got return guys that can change the game with one touch. So they jumped out big time.
To our right again.
Hey, Dabo. Chris Heidel from Herbifin Radio in Baltimore.
How you doing?
How you doing? Talk about the last time you were here in 2011 with your quarterback. Boyd was your quarterback, and now you have Watson. They're both at the sophomore. Talk about both of them and what you see, coming these two games.
Yeah, I recognize your voice. He's on the Mike Finn call every week. I hear all these voices, but I don't know the faces. But I know you got a distinct voice. So good to meet you. I think Taj was a redshirt sophomore. Deshaun is a true sophomore. I think that Deshaun is just further along than where Taj was at this stage. Taj was kind of starting to come into his own a little bit. Didn't have quite the foundation that Deshaun had when he showed up at Clemson. But both great competitors, both great ambassadors for our program, and the reason we were here in 11 was one big reason was number 10, and there's no question. Big reason why we're here this year is our quarterback. And most championship teams, they've got a great quarterback, and both of those guys certainly were that.
Second row.
Jeff Gravely, WRAL. Where have you seen the biggest improvement from Deshaun from freshman year to this year?
Well, last year, he was just trying to assert himself and kind of earn his spurs, if you will. Trying to, he hadn't played, and so now you got to go prove it. So the biggest thing is he's the guy. This year he's really asserted himself as the leader of our team. He's really taken on that role. He's just done an incredible job. But just the experience. I mean, the experience that he got last year from the success that he had. He's bigger, stronger than he's ever been, and as a result, more confident than he was this time last year. Not that he was lacking confidence, but it just when you're doing something for the first time, it's always different the next time around. And so he's just able to draw on all this experience that he had last year, and then just another off season of developing, mentally and physically. Very, very smart player, very sharp. From a football IQ standpoint, but that's the biggest thing.
Top row to the right.
Todd Summers, WSPA TV. Coach, just you look at this game with so many things out there for your team to accomplish as a national quarterfinal game. I mean, you see that a win is the only way you can get to the playoff?
Well, we don't control any of that stuff, but, it is what it is. Every week's been a playoff game. Every week is when you get into November, and if you're in the hunt, it's a playoff every single Saturday. It really is. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. Our schedule allows us to compete to be the best in the country. And if you can, win, then you got a chance to keep moving forward. And that's what we've been able to do. It's been a fun season. It's been a challenge every single week, and we've tried to make every week the biggest game of the year. Even though some of y'all want the next game to be the biggest game of the year, we've just refused to buy into that. We've made it everything about that game, and because it is the biggest game of the year. Because if you lose it, then it completely changes your opportunities. And so we've just looked at it that way all year long. We've played 48 quarters, and now we're down to 4, and we're going to have to play 4 great quarters. And we don't control what other people do and all that type of stuff. All we know is that we control our destiny right now, and let's focus on just playing well, and then we can live with whatever result we get.
Right here, third row.
Coach Joe Gorcho, WIS TV Columbia, day before the game now, about to go through your walkthrough. How are you feeling, and what do you want your team to take away from the experience of walking through this stadium, knowing the next night is where their futures are going to be determined?
Yeah, well, we just had a normal week. We haven't tried to do anything differently from a preparation standpoint. We actually do our walkthrough in Death Valley earlier today. They're on the bus on the way up here. They're just going to stop by and just kind of, we got a bunch of freshmen, a bunch of guys that have never been here, so just stop by so they can kind of see the stadium and be able to visualize, where they're going to play. And then we'll get on with our business. We'll go to the hotel and we'll do what we do. We've got chapel at 5:50, dinner at 6:15, and they'll go to the movie. Deshaun and I got to go to the banquet tonight, but then we'll we'll meet again as a team about 9:15, have a team meeting, and wrap it up, put them to bed, and get ready for game day. We got a routine that we have for late games, a routine for a noon game, 3:30 game, so don't really change anything as far as our preparation.
Front row.
Dabo, we talked a lot probably early in the year about the impact of Mike Williams' injury for you guys, but as the year's gone along, it seems like Deion Kane has just matured more and more into that role. Is there a point in the season where you kind of saw, hey, this kid isn't a freshman anymore, he's ready to kind of be that guy that we rely on in our downfield game?
Well, he's just gradually throughout the year, he's just gotten more confident with the bigger picture of what he's doing. And as he's gotten comfortable with his experience, we've put a little bit more on his plate as he's been able to handle it. He's done a great job. He stepped up. Ray got hurt, and he kind of helped us there for a couple games. Sharon, not having to have so much pressure on Sharon, the combination of those two has been really, really beneficial to what we've done in the passing game. But all those guys have done well. But Deion, we felt like by the end of the year he could be pretty doggone special, and he has done just that. So I give him a lot of credit, and Jeff's done a great job with him, just bringing him along and not, like I said, not giving him too much too early. Because I think sometimes, you put too much on a guy and all of a sudden you have a bad experience and you're just not quite ready, then you lose your confidence. And so we've just kind of managed him, but now he's at a point where he really is comfortable with everything that we're asking him to do.
Middle of the room.
Matt Connolly with the State. Do you feel like no matter the outcome of this game that the ACC deserves a spot in the playoff?
Absolutely. I mean, we got 3 top 10 teams in this league. The third best team in this league just beat the SEC East champion. So I mean, we got a pretty good league. This is and getting better quickly with some of the coaches that are coming into this league. I don't think there's any question that the ACC should be wherever in one of them games. So what do I know? I'm just hope we're the one there.
Throw it right.
John McCain with the Herald Sun in Durham. Along those same lines, if UNC wins tomorrow, are they a top 14?
I don't think about losing. So you asking the wrong guy that question. Other people, I just think about winning. That's all I'm focused on is us trying to win the game. But if it doesn't go our way, ask me then.
Left row, back row.
Viv Bernstein, New York Times. But following up on that as well, I think people expect Alabama every year to be in that mix and be in that picture. Clemson is sort of new to this pedestal. Is that something you still have to prove, the ACC as well as Clemson, that they belong here?
I think we got to prove everything. We got to earn everything we get. That's just the way it is, and that's okay. That's just fine. I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way. We just put our best foot forward. This isn't the only good year we've had. We've been very successful for many years now, and I think 7 years ago when I got this job, the message to our team was, we can't worry about the ACC. We don't need to worry about Clemson. And the way we help the ACC is for Clemson to be great. And the only way that we can change some of the perceptions that some of y'all may have about Clemson or whatever is you got to play people, number one, and you got to win your share of those games. And we've just slowly kind of gone through that process. This is our 7th year. And, you can look, 5 years ago, there was a whole different rhetoric out there. And you really didn't have much. You could just keep your mouth shut and go to work, But now, 7 years into this, it's a very different deal. Sometimes people don't want to look at the facts. But this league is 7-1 in the last 2 years against the SEC. You look at the outside the conference games that our league has won. It's factual. I mean, it's some people don't want to look at that, but it's factual. Georgia Tech and Mississippi State in the bowl game last year. We've played LSU, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Auburn, Georgia. I mean, you can go on and on, and we've won. But there's, seems like with ACC, there's always, well, it's an excuse, or, well, they did this and did that. But But you just keep going. And now you look at what we've been able to do. Again, 3 top 10 teams, I think us in the Big Ten. You don't luck up and do that. I mean, you earn yourself there. And the SEC is a great conference and has been an incredible conference. But this league, and I'm not saying we're the best league out there. That's not my point. It's just I think this league, top to bottom, is as strong as anybody. And you know, people will argue that, and I mean, I'm a part of it. I know great players and great coaches, and you look at the NFL draft picks, we're first or second on every chart, NFL draft picks. I think the best coaches in the world, or best league in the world is NFL, and they're coming to the ACC to get more players. It's us in the SEC by far. You look at the national award winners that come out of this conference. You look at the academics that we have in this conference, and that really kind of separates us, to be honest with you. I think this league, from top to bottom, is just tremendous and well-positioned for the present and well-positioned for the future. So we take great pride in that, but you know, the main thing for me is that I tell our guys all the time, because sometimes you'll hear some of these schools and they'll say, well, yeah, man, we're in this league. Well, what kind of team you got? You know, it ought to be about the program. I mean, you need to have a great program. You know, let's don't carry a banner because you're in a league, but you're 1-11. You know, it's about the program you're in, and we got a bunch of very strong programs. I think last year we had 11 bowl teams, Commissioner? 12? 2 years in a, what is that? 2 years. 2 years in a row. Thank you, Amy. 2 years in a row. 11 bowl teams. I don't know if that's ever happened. So it's just for whatever reason. You know, we sometimes don't get the credit, but you know, all you can do is go play, and hopefully we can produce a great champion that can go into this playoff and win it. You know, whether it's us or North Carolina, win it, and that'd be 2 out of 3 years that the ACC's won the national championship. So maybe if we can win 3 or 4 in a row, maybe we'll get some credit. But I don't know. We got to go earn it. That's all I know. Just keep playing them.
Front row.
Dabo, I think Deshaun's undefeated as a starter going back to his freshman year. How much of that is due to his sheer talent, and then how much is due to the intangibles he brings with his leadership and the demeanor that he has?
Yeah, I don't know how to break that down as a percentage, but I mean, he's certainly incredibly gifted and talented from just a skill set standpoint. His ability to beat you, you know, with his arm and his legs. But the intangible part of it, his mind, his heart, his work ethic, his preparation, his commitment to preparation, his leadership ability, you know, his poise, those are things that that's what makes him special. He's just a complete package. I mean, he really doesn't have a weakness. I mean, he really doesn't. There's really not one thing that I would grade him down on as far as a weakness. He can throw the deep ball. He's very accurate. Like I said, he can beat you in he's a multi-tool player. Beat you with his mind, his heart, his arm, his legs, his toughness. I mean, and that's what makes him special. He's a tough out. You know, eventually he's going to lose one, but he's not going to be an easy guy. You know, he's like Mariano Rivera, you know, stepping on the mound. You know, he's a tough one to beat. You know, he's not perfect. He's not some superhuman man. I mean, he makes mistakes, but you're going to have to beat him. I mean, he's not going to beat himself.
Back left.
A few personnel questions. How limited is Ray with his knee? Do you still plan on having Lakeup handle extra points? And who do you have starting at right guard?
Yeah, Maverick will start at right guard. He's done a nice job for us. Crowder will be ready to go too. Both those guys will play a good bit, I'm sure. Lakeup is going to kick extra points. And Ray is much better this week. You know, I think he's more, you know, he's closer to 100%. And, you know, he's mad that he's got to wear that brace, but that's just what he's got to do right now. So, but hopefully when we get back going for bowl practice, he can come out of that brace into a little different type of deal. But he's doing well. He's doing well. So we're full strength.
Coach, Brent Venables said earlier in the week, with this 10-week stretch that you guys are on, that you've done a good job of keeping things fresh, mixing it up for these guys to stay focused, stay hungry. What have you done specifically, sort of mix up the routine maybe during the week to keep these guys energized each and every day during this long stretch?
Well, I think everything counts when you're dealing with a team. Whether it's your team meetings and how you meet with them, and the amount of time you meet with them, and just trying to engage them in a lot of different ways. But I think when you've played, this is our 10th straight week. Appreciate that there, Commissioner. This is our 10th straight week, and it's just tough, and that's just the hand that you're dealt. You got to play it, and so I think last year we played several games, but we had a bye week right there toward the end. We played like on a Thursday, Wake Forest had the weekend off, and then we played our last 3 games. So our schedule was a little different because we had a little bit of a break. But 10 straight weeks, I've had to kind of manage some things a little differently as far as some of our competitive work, length of practice. This time of year, I really believe less is more. And so just having some fun, making sure that they're staying loose and having some fun, and as we've tweaked a couple things with our practice schedule, making sure I take care of our scouts too. That's what nobody ever thinks about. Nobody ever thinks about those scout teams. But making sure that they've got a little bit, we got the schedule to where they get a little bit of a break so we can have the type of practices that we need. So just little things, nothing major, nothing really too far outside of our routine, but just a few tweaks that I felt like were going to be critical for us being able to sustain the level of play that we were going to need down the stretch.
Far right.
Hey, Dabo, talk about the challenges, because in 2011 you were here and you haven't been here since then. Talk about the challenges of playing in this league. Is it the team's getting better, or is it just one of those games you can't get over the hump until this year? So let's talk about the challenges.
Well, we've won the division 4 times, and this is our 3rd time in the ACC championship game. It's just hard to do. You've got good teams. Florida State won about 52 in a row, I think. They seriously. They win the national championship, then they're in the college football playoff. They're in our division. We lost 1 conference game last year, and I think we only lost 1 the year before. Heck, you got to go undefeated, and at least in our division, if you're going to get here. And same thing over in the Coastal. They, took a undefeated, unscathed year. It's hard to do. It's hard to win. Our league, our division, which I'm in. You look at Louisville and NC State and the job that Dorn's doing there. And I think he's just done a tremendous job. And obviously with Florida State and ourselves and. Nobody wants to play Boston College. It's unfortunate they had some injuries offensively, but they are a tough out. And then Wake Forest and the job that Clawson's doing, I think they were a top 25 defense this year, and he's got that program going in the right direction. It's just a challenge every single week. But I think Florida State, and we finished in the top 15 3 years in a row. Two of those 3 years top 10. And couldn't even win our division, so it's difficult. That's why I'm pretty strong on my stance about this league, as I know because it's very competitive throughout and getting better. It's just hard to do. But again, 7 years, 4 division titles, and our 3rd appearance in the ACC championship game is something that we're, really proud of, and hopefully we can continue to be one of the better teams.
Again, to our right.
Hey, Dabo, Mark again from ABC 11 in Raleigh. Do you feel like your team is playing its best football at this point, or is the 10-week grind, are you playing good enough football at this point?
No, I think every win, every week, as you get down in this part of the season, you better be playing your best football. I think we've had 8 straight games of 500-plus yards. But we played, we've had some turnovers, but we've still been able to win. And I think that's, to me, I look at that as a positive because we don't have to play perfect to win. But I really, last week, I thought we played our best football in the 4th quarter in crunch time on the road with your rival. You're up 28-10. and you're going into the fourth quarter there, and next thing you know, bam, bam, couple slants and a fade, and it's 28-17. Then your offense goes out and makes a nice play, fumble the ball. Now they get it, and we get a busted play for a quick touchdown. It goes from 28-10 to 28-25 in like 2 minutes. And all the momentum on the road, all that stuff. And I just saw a complete football team rise up. Offense goes right down the field, 4-3 third down conversions and scores. Kickoff coverage makes great kickoff and great coverage. Defense gets a 3 and out. Offense goes back out there, moves the ball down the field, takes time off the clock, sky punts the ball, pins them deep. Defense goes out, gets a 4 downs, gets a stop on downs. Offense goes back out, moves the ball, field goal, kicks it. We've been at our best when we've needed to be. Whatever situation it's been all year long, we haven't, and that's really what it's all about. It's just finding a way to win. You got to give the other teams credit too. That's what nobody ever wants to do. Other teams have good players and energy and great effort and good coaches, and they make plays. But no matter what the situation that has been presented to this team, they have found a way to win. And so I think we're going to have to play our best football tomorrow, and because that's what it's going to come down to. I think same for North Carolina. I think both teams will put their best foot forward.
Back row.
Richard Walker, Gaston Gazette. Jay Guillermo, one of your offensive linemen, thought about leaving football. He's an all-conference player this year. Talk about his story and how special this is. This is sort of a homecoming for him since he grew up 45 minutes away.
Yeah, it's an incredible story because I really wasn't sure he was going to play football anymore. It's a reminder that these are real people, that they're young. Not only are they real people, they're young people, and young people kind of lose their way sometimes and make mistakes or make bad decisions or just get off track. Whether it's a bad relationship, something's going on in their family life, and next thing you know, the walls kind of come in on them, and a lot of times they don't know how to deal with it. And he just got himself in a bad spot and didn't know how to get out of it. And his thing was to just kind of turn away from football, something that he loved. But we just put our arms around him and tried to help him through that. And I really didn't know if he would be back, but I give him credit because he really, got himself together, and his family was great, and he's an incredible story. And because the thing about it now, you look at him, he's as good a leader as we have on our team. He just shows up. I've never seen a guy have more fun practicing every day than Jay Guillermo. Just always great energy, but I think he has such an appreciation for it now, way more so than he ever did before. And just what a great story, what a great year he's had, and really happy for him. A lot of great lessons that he learned through that process.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
That it? Okay, thank you, guys.